Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Josh. Welcome to the R-Rated Show. Welcome to my review for Terminator Dark Fate. What's our review and a couple quick thoughts. Check out the box office. Returns for Terminator Dark Fate over the weekend. Brought in about 29 or 30 million dollars on a $185 million budget. That's pretty bad. That's pretty bad. I actually thought about maybe not even making this video because I actually feel kind of bad for Arnold and Linda. But it's doing worldwide 123. Let's round it up to 124, and that means it needs at least another 61 million just to break even, which will probably do. But this movie ain't making money, and we gotta be honest here. Has Terminator's time passed? I mean, is this really a franchise that people are even really interested in? I mean, I think its failure is a couple things come together. I feel like because there's been so many Terminator bombs, there's been what, 5 movies, 6 movies, and the only everything after 2 has been pretty bad. 3 was okay, but not a really memorable movie. Not something I really ever think about ever wanting to watch. But everything after that, and definitely Genesis, that flopped really hard. I mean, I think we've just been burned too many times. I don't know if this franchise is really viable anymore. I think it has franchise fatigue, and like it's a really hard franchise to write for, and time travel is really screwy and stuff, and so what they try to do with this one essentially is take it back to Terminator 2, pick up right after that timeline, and so they were screwing with all the stuff that happened in Terminator 2, and that's never a good idea to mess with the canon. Unless you really got something locked down, that's good writing. But that was a mistake. That was a mistake. I don't think that hardcore Terminator fans are not going to like that. So people are not responding in this movie. I think the marketing for it was lousy. I think that they got too woke in the trailers, to be honest with you. I think everybody was just sort of looking at the trailers kind of cross-eyed going like, what's going on here? Like, who are these chicks? Like, this is like oh shit, they got woke on another franchise. And for all the franchises to get woke on, this is like the weirdest one. Like, first of all, Linda Hamilton, Sarah Connor, first 2 movies. Now maybe the second one more so than the first, but she was pretty fucking kick ass, man. Like, there was a character arc for her from Terminator to Terminator 2, and she was kick ass in the second movie. And this franchise doesn't need to be woke. It already has an awesome female lead in it. I mean, the third movie had a female lead in it. Now this is like presenting all female led, and then Arnie's kind of like emasculated guy in the corner. We're gonna drag him out, his grizzly old beard, in a really weird, off-putting way, and bringing like a haggard old Linda Hamilton back. I mean, she did a good job in the acting department. I mean, she considering she's been out of the game for a while, she did a good job. But she looks like an old woman, okay, and she looks really weird holding a bazooka, okay. I mean, I'm just being honest. Here's the thing. I didn't hate the movie. I didn't think it was awful, but they made some fatal flaws in there, and they definitely relied really heavily on Terminator 2, and they screwed around with the canon there, and they basically, what they did is they recycled Terminator 2 into a new movie with females as the lead. And one of the problems with that is, let's talk about what Terminator is and what puts butts in the seats. Now, look at this image. All right? Look at Arnold Schwarzenegger in his prime, okay? Look at this guy. Any of us know a guy that looks like this? There's only one Arnold Schwarzenegger. Look at this fucking iconic figure on this guy. Okay? This is a fantasy movie about an archetypal male role, like a strong, unbelievable physique type character that a robot could live inside of, okay, and run around and time travel and all this crazy shit. It's a fantasy. And it's something that, you hold up and you look at and you go, wow, that's pretty incredible, It's like a living He-Man doll. It's an action movie. This is what sells. This is what people like, and this is the scaffold of what something like Terminator is built around. And well, the first movie was rather a straightforward action movie. The second movie is, which is why I think it's considered typically the best Terminator movie, is because they injected. Not only did they raise the stakes of everything, the special effects and the explosions and action, but they injected a lot of warmth and heartfelt story into it and character building into it. And Arnie's fucking badass. I mean, look at Arnold Schwarzenegger here. I mean, come the fuck on. This is what sells Terminator movies, okay? Not old grandmas with a bazooka. Uh, I'm sorry, but it's just the truth. It's just the way it is. I mean, the action sequences were all fine in the new movie in Dark Fate. It was like, okay, but they basically just like, oh, we're gonna take this guy out and put this girl in, and because it's obviously being like a progressive thing here, and they don't need to do it. I mean, Terminator, they can. It's always had a strong female lead somewhere in there, and it's just like, it's such an obvious lineup. It's a setup of like these of this like wokeness in there, and it stinks to high hell when you gel those things together. I mean, this is my personal opinion about this, um, and I think that the box office reflects a couple of things. I think it's that it's a franchise is tired, it's hard to write for, and the wokeness just does not work in this at all. I mean, you look at Arnold here, and it makes sense that a robot could live inside that body, and this guy could be an action hero. And you throw a leather coat and a shotgun in his hand, and you got a fucking movie on your hands. All right. Um, and also, like I was saying about warmth, John Connor is a broken child, a young boy with no father figure, and these step parents who don't really care about him. He's aimless, and he's supposed to all of a sudden save the world. And Arnold comes into his life, who's got this cold. He's a robot, he's this cold sort of demeanor, and they learn together, and they bond together, and they have this adventure. And Arnold, the T-800, Arnold learns to not become human, but understand maybe an inkling at the end. He begins to understand, compassion and caring and self-sacrifice, and it crescendos at the end. They lower him down to the lava, and he sacrifice. He knows he has to die to save humankind, so the cycle doesn't start over again. And John Connor is crying, because they had this bond, and he was somewhat of a father figure, and they were learning together, and all this in a apocalyptic robot time travel movie. That's why Terminator 2 is awesome, and then what is this? What is this? We get a grandma with a bazooka, and we get this. Look, we don't understand what this is. What is this supposed to be in a Terminator movie? It's not about them just being women. It's just about what is the relationships here. And there's a lot of recycled storylines in there. It's just squeezed all in there, forced. It's like a square peg in a round hole. And I wish I could explain to you what they tried to do in the movie, but I don't want to ruin anything for anybody who's not seen it. But essentially, the girl in the middle here, she's the new protector. And she's not Christina Davies or whatever. She's a great actress, but she's not this. She's not this. You know what I mean? Like, we can look at this and we can understand why this is a Terminator. Why this guy is a protector. Or this guy is a lethal weapon sent back from, the future to kill John Connor. This makes sense. Guys who love action movies get this. Women who love action movies get this. They understand this. What is this? Okay, and what is this? This doesn't make any sense. And it's not like a total cringe fest for the whole movie or anything. There's a couple lines in there where you go, oh God, like that's so on the chin. But Tim Miller's a great director. There's some great action sequences in there. There's some great CGI stuff or whatever. I got involved in the action stuff. I mean, look, CGI robots and stuff are cool, and they come up with some new tricks that are kind of neat. It's very, very far-fetched. Even more so probably than any other, well, maybe not Genesis, but it's, let's just say, comparing it to Terminator 2, it's definitely way more far-fetched than that. But you know, we don't understand, this doesn't jive, okay? Like, this doesn't jive. It doesn't make sense. Um and of course, you know, the original Terminator, you know, look at Arnold in his prime. Look at him with those fucking giant bullets with that huge fucking machine gun and a leather coat. I mean, this is fucking shit that just kicks ass. It kicks ass. Terminator movies have to kick ass. Uh, and then, you know, now we got emasculated Grandpa Arnold. You know, his name's Carl, and he hangs drapes for a living. Uh, so yeah. Um, just trying to make sense of it all. Is there any wonder why this is not making any money at the box office? So yeah, I guess that's about it. I would say wait to see it on streaming. You know, it's worth a watch if you're curious about it. And like I said, the action sequences are fun and there's some charming moments in there. But as a whole, it doesn't really hang together. It's not really a movie I could recommend spending like $20 to go to the theater to see. Sorry, but and the wokeness is just, it's annoying. Just stop already with the woke. Look, make an awesome action movie with a bunch of girls in it. I mean, nobody's complaining about Charlie's Angels, right? Like, make a new franchise for women to go in and kick fucking ass, and don't feel like you have to take, you know, gender swap. You know, at least get a fucking bodybuilder female the lead or something. You know what I mean? Like some physical specimen of a female that's been working out for like a decade straight and like is a hulking, you know, like something that makes sense. But yeah, it doesn't work for me. That's a no-go. So that's all I'm going to say. Thanks for watching, and please subscribe, hit the bell for notifications, and let me know what your thoughts are below in the comments. And thanks for listening again, and stay awesome, stay R-rated. Cheers. Hey guys, if you enjoyed this video, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. We've got a lot of great content coming for you this year. We've got reviews for movies, comics, and more. And of course, we will always have fan commentaries for the movies you love. Lots of talk about horror and just mainstream pop culture in general. And probably some Star Wars stuff leading up to Rise of Skywalker. So go ahead and hit the subscribe button, hit the bell for notifications, and yeah, become a fan of the channel. Let's hear what you want to see. Leave a comment below, and just let me know what you think. Alright guys, talk to you later.